shit catches up to us some way, somehow. Let me be clear. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising, Chirons. Okay. I didn't get a lot of nurturing, loving support, a lot of hands on. It was just the standard, I'm the Gen X, right? 52. Anywho, so the bills is paid, you got clothes, you clean, whatever, you got hot water, electricity. That was love. Anywho, so I wasn't always the best. I had a lot of things that I had to heal and go through in regards to the characteristics that I had become of my mother that I said I didn't ever want to become, and because that shit hurts, right? So I became that hurtful individual because I was a victim as well, and I then victimized others. So, Cancer, welcome to Moonlight Truth Studios. I am Mama So. For those of you that do not know, I come with my faults, my flaws, my hiccups, and all my imperfections, my interruptions, and my irritations too. I come as a holistic individual. Coming into the energy of my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, Chiron, Lilith, because you are more than just Sun, Moon, and Rising. I was hearing something about false allegations. Maybe making false allegations, or someone's making false allegations towards you. I don't know exactly. That's just what I was hearing coming into the Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising energy. Chiron, South Node, North Node, okay. The whispers of secrets and lies have been within the collective energy, especially within the season of Gemini that we're all currently in, because we all embody all of the elements and the planetary bodies. So, this is general. This may or may not be for you. If you are ready to face what stands between you and your soul, then this is the place for you. If you're a truth seeker, if you're one that is ready to tell on yourself, okay, so that you can heal, so that you can grow, so that you can develop, then this is the place, the space for you. All that jazz. You know what to do here in the YouTube streets. No one should have to tell you what to do within the algorithms and all of that social media stuff, okay? So the mutable cross is the energy that we all experience, regardless if you're here for your sun, moon, or rising. It's going to have many different faces, situations, storylines, timelines, all of that. It's also going to have the left side or the right side, of the polarity, and maybe even the hindsight. Anywho, Cancer. We're going to get an astrological influence, and then we're going to get what's the T, which is going to be the energy beneath the surface. And then we're also going to get a healing's bones, to see what the physical body or what the body part of you wants to express or say within this mathematical equation, and what's going on for you, even though it may feel like it's to you. Okay. And then we'll go further into that. Aries within the cardinal cross kind of took me off guard. I just saw fire, and how it just completely shift the whole plan of how I was going to pull the cards. I just saw fire. Is it up here? I just want to saw fire. Yeah, Aries. But my Cancers, that is a part of that cross. Let's see. Supreme creative source, ancient of the ancient ancestors, ever greater good and highest vibration. What is it that we within the energy of Cancer need to see, hear, and know at this time? Astrological influence. What is most needed? God almighty, no. We can't. Aries just had that, the fire. This was on the underline of one of the mutable cross messages that I just that's already published, that will be in the studios, which is the YouTube playlist. That will be Gemini season 2026, even though this is still timeless because it differs on where you're at within your timeline. And Uranus. Uranus is going to be in Gemini for the next 7 years. Wait a minute, hold up. We're going to get an experience of it. Hold up. What Lori say? We're going to get an experience of it from June the 20th until September 17th. I remember the date because it was my uncle David Earthborn Day if he was still here physically with us. However, and then in April, April of 2027, moving to 2034, 33, something like that, Uranus is going to be in Gemini. I hope I got that out, y'all. Ooh, Cancer. It's just going to be a lot of things popping. It can be both sides of the good, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, the easy, the difficult to the ease, the blessings and the truths that are hidden in disguise. That's going to liberate and give you a sense of freedom, because now you have an insight on something that you didn't have the insight. Because I remember saying something about behind something, hindsight, sight behind you. But it's this Uranus is going to bring something forward into your awareness. What is this tea time? Well, what's the tea? Beneath the surface. And then we're going to get that bone. Cancer. What do we need to see? The nurturing. The nurturing. Looking you up. Gemini. Social media, right? Looking you up, scrolling. Somebody trying to find you. Maybe somebody of the past is all surprise. Unexpected visitor. I don't know. But let's see what this is over here. This may be significant because it still feeds the energy of Gemini and Uranus. Yeah, because Gemini is information. Someone looking you up, getting information, collecting pieces, the puzzle. Collecting pieces. Maybe this is you. Maybe you're doing a private investigation on someone. I don't know. Because there's love affairs or love situations, relationship insecurities that is in this mutable cross, that is really here to show a lot of us within the collective energy as a whole, and how to really better deal with it, better see what is of truth, what is of trauma, what is sound, what is leading or passionate to us, what connects, what vibrates, what moves us, what stimulates us within our emotions and our mind and beyond our physical desires. Dirt digging? What the hell is that? Snooping for secrets. Looking you up. Trying to expose you. The energy I came into, I said some false allegations. I heard this was so clear, like false allegations towards you, or you making false allegations. But this is really confirming like this is something or someone else on the outside of you. And then this says here, tables might turn. So maybe this is something that you could have done. You could have been digging for dirt for information or whatever. But then you stopped. You came to a realization that you was spending just way too much time and energy on that. But there's things called retaliation or repercussions behind our cause and effect, or the things that we have done, and out of certain mental satisfaction or emotional satisfaction within the lower polarities that are not so healthy. Some unexpected dirt. Maybe this can be some ancestral dirt or past life dream or something, information that may be jogging into your memory as well. As above, so below. As within, so without. um, um, What is the body part that want to communicate to Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising? I'll look at that in a minute. The hand, Gemini. Look, yeah. I don't know where your Gemini placement is. I don't know where your Mercury is, but the hands are part of the twin system, and the arms and the shoulders. Okay, this is Gemini's ruling area here. Okay, Gemini is really trying to communicate something to you. There's something within Mercury that is really trying to get you to go a little further. Maybe there's some deeper dirt within the self or within the debris of a particular thing inside of you, or your relationship or your job or whatever this is, how you get and receive your support, how you get and receive your support. The hand. I'm putting it all in the wrong place because I'm so discombobulated. Pushing away. And when I'm hearing the pushing away, it's as if that's like the sweeping under the rug. Exposure of something being hidden. So this is figurative, literal. Let's see what's at the bottom. The shoulders. Let's see, I did Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius. I want to say it was Sagittarius within the studio Gemini 2026 studio playlist that will be linked down below. But strongly suggest to just cross reference to all of them and really go and learn your natal chart, your birth chart. You can Google that. You can get that information. I don't know why y'all just told me to do that, but okay. Something suffering in silence. The information, the dirt, snooping for clues. I don't know what that is. Protect your mind, your thoughts. I'm hearing 7 or 9 knots, red or black thread around your head. There's something about communication interference for Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings, and my Chirons. There's unwelcome support that I hear as well that you have been investing in within local and small communities within your neighborhood. And some of this has become a little burdensome and overwhelming. And some of you have been digging it, pushing it underneath the rug, but not really investigating what it is that you really need to see for yourself, or how much of yourself you're doing to yourself. Maybe you're showing up too much on social media and doing certain things. I don't know. But it's really cunning and sneaky in here. I really I had to get up and go get me a cigarette because this energy is very two-faced. It is like I'm your best friend one minute and then enemy the next moment. It's like and that's because I'm literal and figurative. I'm spiritual and physical. So I'm always going to get, and see what's in between. So it's just like two-facedness. Like it's the changing face because I'm seeing the mask, or to stick the mask, the changing faces. It's almost like how I'm seeing it. It's like a Rolodex of many different faces, and you go in and you bring that. So this could be what Uranus could be coming forward to expose, because some of these faces are projections, that are weighing you down. that keeps you from being able to be, but only in the energy of doing, if that makes sense. hmm False allegations. Shit catches up to us some way, somehow. Let me be clear. Cancer, sun, moon, and rising, chirons. Okay. I wasn't always the best mother. I was a Nubian. It didn't come with a handbook. I didn't get a lot of nurturing, loving support, a lot of hands on. It was just the standard, I'm the Gen X, right? 52. Anywho, so the bills is paid, you got clothes, you clean, whatever, you got hot water, electricity. That was love. Anywho, so I wasn't always the best. I had a lot of things that I had to heal and go through in regards to the characteristics that I had become of my mother that I said I didn't ever want to become, and because that shit hurts, right? So I became that hurtful individual because I was a victim as well, and I then victimized others. So the moral of this is this two-facedness, these false allegations, the snooping for secrets, it's just the self showing up for you to take actions within forgiveness. Because with what and how I was, I had to seek that level of forgiveness within myself. I had to go and expose my truths, right? Because I was faced with a situation when my granddaughter just transitioned physically in the house into spirit, into ether. And that brought in CPS, and doing investigations because the baby died in the home in the crib. But it put me in a space within the level of healing to be able to release the karmic debt, to release the hauntings behind my injustices, behind the moments when I was neglectful in an area or two in raising and rearing my children, because those also surfaced where I was able to see the areas and how I was also neglecting myself. So anyways, I said all that to say that, okay, take what's for you, leave the rest. So and I was able to purge and come into the acceptance that this may have happened 8 years ago, and here now my grandbaby died in the house. But that was 8 years ago. But now we dealing with CPSs. Think about the injustices. Think about the times that your ass was saved. When there was mercy upon you because you was one to seek and you was one that desired to make a change or to become a better parent because you saw certain things of yourself in that upbringing. Look, I hear. Let's give them something to think about. Talk about too. Talk about within themselves. Is this another one of these kind of messages, y'all? Are we using tarot? But I do desire that Mama Soul is making herself clear here. My cancers, all that is, has been, and always will be. I need Gemini. Can you communicate a little bit more for Mama Soul, please, for the Cancer energy of me, please? Mm. Seven of Cups. The deep obsessions. Scorpio. Venus. Check out Aries. I don't know how that resonates, but making up stuff, that false allegations, the making up stuff, putting this out here. It's almost like fishing, right? The fishing. Some of it, I'm hearing a warning that some of it is just trying to fish or to bait you in. because it says tables might turn. That bait you in is like, to try to get back close in good favor, to give and take within one's energy or resource. I have a conflict of interest within myself at this time. That is the duality between the shadow and the light, the pain and the one that wants to heal the soul. Page of Pentacles, dirt, young minded, immature, think that they have something on you. And if this is the shadow part of a trauma in an experience that happened so many years ago, a year ago or so ago, then there's something within value that you have to come to see so that you can push through. It's almost like, yeah, that release. Cross between the two. There's something about an innocence, but also agreed. Yeah, an innocence, but also agreed with the goat in the back, the Capricornus. Capricornus. I got a little bit of a gold digger energy. Temperance. Gold digger energy. Temperance. People. Contracts. Why is gold digger energy coming in here? I don't understand. The gold digger energy is whatever the vice is, whatever the information is, whatever you're trying to collect, whatever, it's whatever this information is, the exposure, the literal, the figurative, the physical and spiritual exposure. The spiritual exposure is the things deeply within the self, because that exposure is what's going to help you to make better sense. Okay. Yeah, it's going to help you to make better sense and keep you from just sitting and being still. Let's let's see what your soul question is. There's a level of alchemy, but I'm feeling like the alchemy of the heart. It's like a love return within the self. That's the best that I can bring these earthly words to the energy and what I'm feeling and receiving from the cards. It's almost like a heavy unearthing as well. It's almost like a purging or like an uplifting, an uprooting, or digging up something. Like, like you have a tree, but you go and dig the roots, but you got to place it in another location because that soil is toxic, right? The water and the can love with conditions was all in it, nothing within purity and truth. So it's like, because you identify it, but this tree, it's good fruit, right? It's just the soil is causing things to become contaminated. So it's like you got to dig it up and you got to relocate it. And that relocation then requires you to provide the self love, the self care, the nurturing things to support the system as a whole. Whether that's a business endeavor, whether that's your physical body, whether that's the renovations of the ancestors, the rising up, the connectivity within your different aspects and dimensions within the self. But we're going to go ahead and get a soul message, a soul question. What is it for those cancers that are looking people up to inquire, to look in certain files, to, to see what type of record or whatever personal information you can gather over the internet? This is coming through over the internet. Why not trust within your intuition and communicate and vibrate with the individual to get the information that you actually need or desire, instead of snooping or going behind, you know, the situation or the person? I'm just saying though. Thank you for sharing your space. Like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that bell notification. Okay, it is truly a pleasure, my Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising, and Chirons, and beyond. Okay, Cancer beyond. Okay, to share the space with you and to channel and to bring the messages forward towards your soul's evolution. Now let's see what the divine wants to bring forward of your soul. Here's the soul message to conclude. To answer the question: are you ready to let go of the buried shame? Dirt digging. Ooh. Are you ready to deal with the buried shame? The feeling of shame is the lowest energy frequency there is. When you live in shame, you live in darkness. What part of you is ready to stand in the light? Is there any shame from a past experience? This is your soul. Let's read this again. What part of you that's standing in the way is ready to stand in the light of truth? Is there any shame from a past experience that is ready to be healed or looked at? Today's soul action: heal the shame by giving it a name. Bring it to the light of truth within your forward thinking of your awareness. Let it be seen, let it be heard, let it be felt so that it can be healed. I'm adding on some of my own extra stuff. Replace the shame with your soul's truth. Fill in the blank. My soul's truth is. And I do say, my beautiful Cancers, like, subscribe, share, comment, hit that bell notification so you know when I upload. And again, thank you for sharing your space with me, and good night.